Breaking news. Ghislaine Maxwell has been arrested. And the Epstein story is back. Ladies and gentlemen, it's worse than you can possibly imagine. We're going to be getting into all the information. We're broadcasting live, hacking the Matrix. We were live just a few minutes ago. Something happened. We're back. Don't despair. Be aware. Ladies and gentlemen, the best is yet to come. We've got some footage here of the Clinton team getting information about the arrest of Ghislaine Maxwell. Listen to this.
All right, this is it, people. Let's move. Let's go, 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 go. All right, this.
Expect a suicide soon. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody's sweating. Prince Andrew, Donald Trump, the Clintons, the works. Ghislaine Maxwell arrest sends tremors through Epstein's celebrity circles. There must be a lot of billionaires and millionaires, including Bill Gates, sweating it out. Ladies and gentlemen, how's everybody doing out there? You guys still there? Is this broadcast happening right now? Let's see. Yeah, there's a few of you there. The last show was pretty good. It's about 5 minutes, but that's probably the one we'll publish. In any case, I want to give a big shout out to everybody that's come back. Amy Dodd, Madison Elizabeth, Sweater Vest, Fest, James, or Jamie Martinez, and many others. In any case, if you're just joining us here, big breaking news. Ghislaine has been arrested. Ghislaine, that's what they called her. In any case, yeah. What else we got? Many images of the president, soon to be perhaps former president. Fortunately, unfortunately. Not sure how you feel about that out there. But, what can you say? It's all coming back. And to be honest with you, we were out and about today, setting up a new bunker, temporary bunker, to hack the Matrix. And you know, as we got everything set up for the hack, all of a sudden this came through, and it's like, wow, we just didn't have time to prepare for such news. So we'll dig through the archives and bring back all of the goodies. But of course, many of you have been aware for quite a few hours now that Ghislaine was arrested. And of course, you know, immediately she'll be placed on suicide watch, isolated from the rest of the prison population. The cameras will be turned off, and then the action begins. What happened to Epstein, ladies and gentlemen? What a story, what a saga. Oh, happy July 4th. You like that imagery? That's very well done. Celebrating freedom in the world's largest police state. Are you ready, ladies and gentlemen? Are you ready for the boogaloo? Do you have your guillotine? Let us know. Anybody want to call in? You know what I mean? We're doing this for you, ladies and gentlemen. Should be watching CNN right now. Just can't get enough of Anderson. So special. Nuclear power balls. Yeah. That's what Anderson calls them. May make meltdowns a thing of the past, ladies and gentlemen. A nuclear reactor the size of a little ball. Kind of like the movie Manhattan Project. A little ball of plutonium. Imagine how many little balls of plutonium are running around out there right now. What difference would it make at this stage, given the current situation? Do you remember the pre-coronavirus world? Do you remember the pre-2020 world? Has it become normal for you yet to see people wearing masks? How does it feel when you see somebody's bare face now? Is it like seeing them naked? I saw their mouth. I saw their nose. They were naked. Check this out. Disney, Nickelodeon promote LGBTP agenda to kids, airing Pride ads for the first time. So it doesn't matter how young you are. You're never too young to learn about what gay people do. There's nothing like promoting two men plowing each other to 4-year-olds to make you feel special. You know what I mean? Check this out. Dr. Fauci with Obama at the Wuhan lab in 2015. Supposedly. But Fauci and Obama are definitely there. And, who benefits from this virus the most? Oh, the Democrats, of course. Dr. Fauci backed controversial Wuhan lab with US dollars for risky coronavirus research. Did you know that? They were funding gain-of-function coronavirus research in Wuhan. Did you know that? What else we got? Ooh, it's martial law. You better wear your masks, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, we've got so much news to cover, so many things, so many different angles. Dr. Fauci says a COVID-19 vaccine will be in America very soon. If the vaccine arrives, will you be taking it? Vast majority of Americans say no. F no. No way. Look at this. Full coronavirus plot story. Stories Patrick Howley broke. Supposedly. Fauci funded Wuhan bat research. HR 6666 contact tracing linked to Soros and Gates. Fauci and Gates and Berg's financial ties. Fauci caught with Soros and Gates. Debunked models, both funded by Gates. Oh yeah. And Gates was at the Epstein Island, man. He's into that. They busted like some tech dude at Bill Gates's house with tons of child porn. But it was running through the home network, and they blamed, some kind of techie working at the property. Who buys that one? Wink, wink. COVID crisis supercharged the war on cash. How many people are still using cash out there? Were you hit with the coin crisis? My hometown of Fargo ran short of coins. They called it a national emergency. We shared that. Check this out. Victoria, officers pulling over cars in Niddry, one of the lockdown suburbs. So people out there in Australia are facing up to a $10,000 fine, 60 penalty points, they say, for not complying with mandated testing. So they've become the guinea pigs, and they're locking down the whole city for 70 people. 70 cases, they say. But I suppose, it's better to lock them down at 70 versus 50,000 a day. Our numbers keep skyrocketing. Now, remember a few days ago, we were talking about, well, it looks like the second wave has begun. And it looks like, we've got a huge spike. Do you believe it or not? Is the virus real? Is cancer real? Is anything real these days? Is it the death towers? Who wants to take some chances out there? You better get a meter. Reduce your exposure. Put up shielding. It works. You may not like the shiny new wallpaper, but it'll still put a smile on your face. No leniency. Stern warning from police for $350,000 in Melbourne. You gotta take it up the nose, bitches. You guys still out there? They cut off this broadcast too. How's everybody doing? I want to say hi to Raspberry, 8 full pint, access through Christ, amen. None, yeah, Texas on the back, 2-0, bitches. Secret Siren, Amy Dodd, Madison Elizabeth, Jamie Martinez, Trillathon, many others. And, yeah, you guys are still here. We're still here. That's excellent. Well, look, like we said, we were moving around today. You know, we're trying to set up shop for dark winter that's coming. How many of you want to spend a winter? How many of you want to spend the next winter like the last winter? So we're trying to get all that ready, but it's not easy finding the right spot. So this is the quarantine hotel in Australia. It looks 4-star. They got valet, bellboys, and the like. And it looks like the guards are having sex with the quarantined citizens. Looks like some special deliveries. Currently in Melbourne, both the suburbs of Broadmeadows and Brunswick West are in lockdown. Interesting. Look at that. It looks serious, doesn't it? What else we got? Ooh, you don't want to know what that is. What's that? Hold on. Security guards, yeah, at the hotel. Okay, check this out. This is what your kids are watching on TV. This is what your kids are learning about in school these days. It's everywhere. It's the 666. Disney World. It's not just Disney, though. But look at this. It's a small world. You recognize this symbol? How about this? The Last Navigator. Check it out for yourself. How many of you remember this movie as a kid? Right? We're like, wow. Flight of the Last Navigator. Wow. And then you find out, well, this kid was raped too. They were all raped. All these kids that you saw on TV, you're like, oh, they're so cool. Look at that. They love this stuff. It's everywhere. And that symbol is the FBI's version of pedophilia, they say. So a known symbol of the pedophiles. But it's everywhere. Oh, what the Nickelodeon. Okay, check this out. Who did it? Who killed Lincoln? Democrats. Who killed JFK? Democrats. Who killed Martin Luther King? Democrats. I think it was Hoover, though. Who lynched the blacks? Democrats. Owned slaves? Democrats. Created Jim Crow? Democrats. Segregation? Democrats. Created the KKK? Democrats. Japanese camps? Democrats. The Confederacies? Democrats. Considered racist? You, of course. What else we got? And we're not Democrats. Let's see. Australia steps up patrols. Yeah, we caught that. Okay, check this out. Big day in Atlantic City. New Jersey casinos are allowed to reopen today. They've been closed for 15 weeks. They open at 6 a.m. That one had 6 retweets, too. Who remembers this guy? What happened to Tom Hanks? Anybody know? But Route 66, Cappy, that fateful day. We covered that murder as well. And it happened like right next to the Navajo Nation military base. A lot of things to look back at over there. If 2020 has taught us anything, it's that actors, celebrities, and athletes are non-essential. We don't need the propaganda on TV, to say the least. The dangers and values of extremism. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. Hate multiplies hate, and violence multiplies violence in a descending spiral of destruction. Love is the only force capable of transforming an enemy into a friend. And so, yeah, we should be injecting a lot more love into society whenever you have an opportunity. Say hi to people. Say thanks. Be nice, even if they're stupid. You know, go the extra mile. Inject a little kindness into the matrix. Because right now, everybody's got the rage. Everybody's got the rabies. Ladies and gentlemen. Protection level expert. This is what you need. A huge mega HEPA filter. You know what I mean? Army investigators said they believe the human remains found near the Leon River in Bell County were likely related to the search for Vanessa Guillen, who has been missing for 2 months. Suppose we'll find out more on this case, ladies and gentlemen. Some in Melbourne are refusing to be tested, so could the government make you take a coronavirus test? They're the guinea pigs. Everybody should be watching out what's happening in Australia right now. Because, you know, if they can get away with it over there, they'll be bringing it to a city near you, the goon squads. And we've got videos of, you know, basically immigrants from India going door to door, telling the Australians that they need to take a test. And it's just really surreal, to be quite honest with you, for numerous reasons. We'll have to get into that. But they show up in like gangs. And, you know, they'll do anything for a visa. It's frightening. Doctors say half of cured COVID patients still suffer from symptoms. Now, this is actually a really interesting article. We may have to try and bring this up in real time. Not sure how this is going to look. We didn't really prep this. But obviously they'd rather show us the advertisement versus the article. Hold on, but let's see if we can spin something while we read this to you, because it's rather interesting. And you can find all of this on our website, stfnreport.com. Recovered COVID patients are baffling doctors with complaints of freak pains. Hold on. Yeah. Of freak pains, lungs that just won't go back to normal, and a range of incapacitating psychological issues. Quote, "What we are seeing is very frightening," says Professor Gabriel from the Jerusalem Medical Center. More than half the patients, weeks after testing negative, are still symptomatic. So here's more proof, and you can see this article for yourself. But more proof that the tests don't work and that people are undergoing severe psychological trauma because of this virus. And we're getting, you know, reports of people hallucinating and the like, losing their sense of smell because of the brain damage. But essentially, you know, this is attacking the brain among other organs. And so a lot of people are like, oh, well, you know, I don't feel anything just yet. But what we're seeing is that this thing eats away at people like Ebola, essentially. And many of the severe cases had to have a blood transfusion because it just, you know, everything started getting eaten up. Jeff Bezos' wealth hits a new high of $171 billion. So we've been talking about, you know, who benefits from this situation, from this pandemic. And Amazon is definitely one of those companies. And of course, you know, we're now learning that they've been preparing this pandemic for over a decade. And, you know, everything that they've been doing behind the scenes just kind of looks like, you know, normal kind of evolution, if you will. But essentially, they've been prepping for this for like 10 years, you know, getting everybody with the chips in their credit cards so you can go, you know, wireless contact pay or contactless, you know, wireless pay. You've got, you know, basically a lot of the stores and gas stations going fully automated. Everything was, you know, kind of ready for this as much as they could get away with. And I'm sure we could bring up more examples of how, you know, they were preparing for this behind the scenes. But who benefits, ladies and gentlemen? Criminal Justice 101. The motive is the crime, and the crime is the motive. And of course, this is all about the money. 1/3 of Toledo's city council arrested on bribery and extortion charges. So, you know, this is probably happening in your city. Most politicians are bought and paid for. Why were, you know, these people arrested versus everybody else? That's an interesting question. Perhaps they were trying to do something they weren't allowed to do. Let's see. CHOP's choreographed revolution has ended in failure, but success was never the plan. And so we could spend a lot of time on CHOP, controlled opposition, violent extremists that justify the militarization of our police departments, but it's all part of the plan. And we just don't have the time today. Protests versus Africa's first COVID-19 vaccine test shows fear, according to Fox 5 New York. But they're saying that, the pushback against a vaccine in Africa is more than it's ever been before. People have woken up in Africa. They don't want any more Bill Gates vaccines. And you have to wonder what the rest of the world is waiting for as well. What else is this? Famed drag queens selling you groceries. And this is a really interesting little video because you can see the sheeple, showing up at what looks like a grocery store but isn't. Selling you what looks like food but it isn't. It's just empty calories, industrial waste, shaped into, cookies and the like. And people show up and they're like, oh yeah, there's no real food and we might as well buy it from drag queens as well. That's wonderful. What else? What else is out there in the news? Houthis strike on Saudi airport. And you should see how this thing comes in from this angle. I'm not sure if we get a slowed down version of it, but it just looks like a blue streak that just comes in. It's definitely, like a ballistic projectile. I don't know if we're going to be able to see it here. We'll come back to it. Anyways, this is live television for you. Check this out. We got the chopper here. We got, looks like some kind of psycho movie or maybe a scene from the movie Hostel. Remember that movie Hostel? Well, this actually is the Prime Minister of Canada, Prime Sinister. Look at that. He's got the big machete. He's got the face mask. Right? People are losing their minds. How long before it's the zombie apocalypse, ladies and gentlemen? Let's see. So this was the missing soldier that they found here. And what else we got? We need more candidates like this. Lauren Boebert upsets. What is this? Why can't we just get this? Lauren Boebert upsets incumbent Scott Tipton in Colorado's 3rd Congressional District GOP primary. So she's got the gun. She's got the cross in the background. Looks good, right? Looks exactly like what you want to see. But then she's wearing the red and black top. Like, the Sith from Star Wars or, the dark side. The dark side's red and black. Ladies and gentlemen, the good guys are blue and white. And so this is the symbolism that you have to be on the lookout for, usually. Well, you can't really judge a book by its cover anymore, but traditionally this would be a Judas in disguise. And looks like Netflix is to begin displaying political affiliations of actors on screen. That would be fitting, right? So we know, if you're conservative or a liberal. And in any case, you're already tagged like that in real time. It's only fair that actors are as well. Powerful LeBron James pulls over to lecture homeless man on his white privilege. Of course, the Babylon Bee is parody, but interesting nonetheless. And that brings us back to yesterday's news, the synthetic steaks and the like. So, in any case, we didn't really have a whole lot of time to, broadcast on the Ghislaine information right now. We did do a short presentation just before this one that, is good enough to print, and we'll syndicate that. But I don't know, is there anything else you guys want to talk about? We got 5 minutes here or so to chat with the audience. And let's see. Zion says Wi-Fi is acting up. I think they're tracking our chats for the Boogaloo. Oh, of course, everything's being tracked in real time. Has been for quite some time. 8 full print, 4th of July is the day. And let's see who shows up, ladies and gentlemen. What else is going on? Big shout out to Moses Games. The Trump narrative was excellent. Yeah. And, you know, we'll spend some more time on that. I feel bad. I mean, I don't want to kick the guy while he's down. I mean, you know, he's just imploded the country. And, you know, he's what was supposed to be like a sure thing for a re-election is now looking like a long shot. So, you know, much love to you out there, Zion 63, Arfilo, Seven Sons. What's going on? So you guys saw the big breaking news. Ghislaine has been arrested. Parrot Farm, I'm sorry. How you doing, Pete? What's going on, Jaho? What is going on out there? Big shout out to Bella Marie from the STFN Reloaded page. Be sure to check out our Facebook page. I mean, we get a lot more traffic over there. This is the backup ScrewTube channel, so we just kind of do this for the fans. Anybody want to call in one of these days? Probably not today, but we spent the whole day kind of like moving to another temporary bunker, searching for a permanent bunker for the dark winter that's coming. Second wave is already happening, and we expect a big third wave, but obviously we expect this thing to go on perpetually. It's airborne AIDS / rabies, so you know, people are going to keep getting infected, and they're going to, you know, get more and more brain damage along the way. Anybody see any rabies out there? Any rabies-like behavior? Seven Sun says Facebook banned him for life. You know, join the club, bro. That's why we go through proxies on the fake book. And let's see. Yeah, we did say Ghislaine. That's what her friends called her. You know, that's what everybody was calling her in the Epstein circle. Hey, Ghislaine is here. Better look my best. And what else is going on out there? Chaz, read all about it. Anything else? Well, look, we covered the news. Nothing new, but this Ghislaine story is going to bring the whole Epstein thing back, and all the players, and all the suspects. And so, you know, you can expect them to throw us a curveball. Perhaps this is the reason for the second wave. They knew the Southern District of New York was preparing for the arrest. So, you know, the deep state has counterintelligence, and they're always looking at, you know, threat assessments and the like. So, in any case, you know, maybe that's the reason for the second wave, or we'll see some kind of Gladio B attack, or maybe they'll attack Syria again or something like that. Who needs more oil, bitches? So yeah, Ghislaine sex well, huh? That's what Melly says that. That's not me, that's Melly. Let's see. But oh, what did I miss? I missed a Swiss Miss out there. Hold on. What do we got? I don't know, the chat's going way too fast, but we'll get back to all of that. I'm not sure what else to say. We had a nice little presentation set up, and we got about 5 minutes into it in the first live broadcast, and then it cut. Like, you know, Bill Gates basically booted us off the internet. So it was like right after the Bill Gates little mini presentation. So I don't know. I think that one was good enough for print, so we're not going to redo it. But it's all coming back. The tunnels, the island, and all of these different pictures. You thought there was a lot of pictures of Donald and Epstein, ladies and gentlemen, but when you look at all the pictures of Ghislaine and Donald, it's It's quite interesting. Seems like they're everywhere together. So, you know, obviously this was a very close community, close-knit community, and it was all going, you know, perfectly well until they got busted in Mar-a-Lago. That's what it looks like. So we're not sure how much we're going to focus on this, to be quite honest with you. I think we've done enough damage in that regards. So we may just keep focusing on Bill Gates. I think that's where that's where people want to go right now. But it's all coming back, and people will be talking about Ghislaine and Jeffrey and all the little children and the like. And I think it's important to restate something that we were saying in the other broadcast that got cut off. Not sure if we can find this or not, but it wasn't just, you know, supermodels and the like showing up at Epstein's place. On Epstein's island, there were, you know, pictures of little children, you know, 5 years old, 6 years old, little girls, you know, with their skirts. And, you know, we've censored out, obviously, the nudity here. But this is an actual picture of an actual victim at Epstein's place, and she was like a 5-year-old girl. So they weren't just, you know, passing around supermodels. It was all the forbidden fruit. And you can bet that's why they whacked Epstein. And, you know, obviously Ghislaine's is a target right now. It'll be interesting to see if they can keep her alive, what they do differently. But, you know, this is just going to erupt all over again and keep people busy while, you know, while this epidemic continues, while this plandemic continues. So we'll leave it there for this broadcast. Again, we do kind of apologize because there really wasn't much to be said just yet, although the indictment was rather disturbing. You know, they're talking about vibrators and all sorts of accessories to the crime. So quite the indictment. We actually have some pictures in that indictment and the like. So we'll have to see what happens next. But this will be, you know, an invitation for the full circus to come into town once again. So we'll leave it there for this broadcast. Big shout out to everybody out there, and yeah, Prince Andrew is probably next. Until the next time, ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening to this, yeah, Ida, it's over. We'll be back though. We'll be back. Till the next time, ladies and gentlemen. If you're listening to this,